Hello, hello, Gooners from around the world. So we're back. New season. We've got our players here, man. We've been having a summer for some of us, winter for the rest. Q Bill has been hitting the gym, teaching Havertz, how to bulk up. Maybe finally you can find the nut. We've got a daddy to the priest. I'm gonna find out what he's been up on the off season, but I've heard he's been running around, running marathons, collecting jerseys. I see today you're wearing Highbury, the Invincibles. Is this a sign of what's to come? How are you guys doing, man? Tell me, a daddy to what's up? How's it going?
Yo, thank you for hosting us for another season. We're doing fine. I'm wearing Highbury because, there's a lot of hate for the color. We wore the collar last night. We won with the collar yesterday. So I got to bring the collar today. So it's an homage to the Highbury one.
Yeah, an homage, man. I even got Vava Voom right there. You guys know it was Henri's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. What about you, Q Bill? How's the off-season been, man?
Yeah, man, took it easy. Didn't really watch the Club World Cup. Didn't really care too much, and since my team wasn't playing. Yeah, so I've got into the season mentally prepared. As Gooners, we started, paying attention to preseason and how it, transpired from preseason till game week 1, which was yesterday, obviously. And I think we're going to obviously dissect into that.
You've actually been in the good mood, man. You've been ready, man. We've nicknamed you now Chill Bill, over the holiday.
Listen, and this is where I wanted to get into the caveat. In terms of preseason, I'm one of these guys that whether we win or lose, I'm not really as bothered. Obviously, I think, we can talk about the 2 final games, which when we got back to the Emirates Stadium, then you could kind of start to see how things were looking tactically and so forth. But I think for me, those games are more about fitness, so I don't put too much stock into it. And even you kind of saw the lineups were... they weren't really what we knew would be going into the season. You had a lot of, the new players that were still betting in. You got your Norgard playing with Marino.
With Ethan.
Yeah, so it was just, and I can just speak about, Norgard because he was one, and him and Kepa were one of the first to arrive. Then you had Mascara that came on tour, but he came a bit late. And then you can't really say Madueke because he only came when they got back to London. And obviously Gyökeres, which we're going to get into, but he also came into the tour. And so
I don't even think he's fit yet.
Too much stock into it.
Watching him play against Man United, I don't even think Gyökeres is fit yet, man. He hasn't had a full preseason, But one thing, talking about people who are not yet fit, looks like H-Dub has been offered this preseason, guys. He's pulling a Isaac. He's not here with us today. H-Dub from the airwaves. I think the transfer market, has gotten his head. Maybe there's some offers flying around. He's refusing to play until the transfer market closes, but he'll be back with us from beginning of September, fellas. We're here. We're ready. We're excited for the season, So, do you guys want to start first with Man United and then we can go back and we can go forward? That's the most fresh thing. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Am I crazy? Because I'm feeling happy. But online, I feel like most fans are quite disappointed. Oh, where are you guys at?
It's fans being fans. Everybody's saying that, okay, 1-0, we didn't play well. Well, first of all, first game of the season, 2, Old Trafford. I don't care if you tell me it's the worst United from the last 20 years. Still, it's Old Trafford. And that's what champions do, You scrape it. You do whatever you have to do, but you win. And trust me, for me, starting with a win at Old Trafford, then we got Leeds. We're going to have some pretty nasty games on the first 10. And we started off well. Come on, was it perfect? No, far from perfect. But in the end, we got the 3 points. That's all that matters. The boys, no one in 5 years will remember how we played against Marines United. They will all look at statistics and say, we got it. We won. 1-0, Calafiori scored. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the way I looked at it.
I was reading that. I think we went 18 years without winning, and then we finally have won 3 times against United at Old Trafford. So it's crazy. And they did knock us out of the FA Cup last season as well. Bill, how do you feel, man? Do you agree with us, or are you like, nah, that we should have played better?
No, I'll say this. As Adedito said, for me, the most important thing was the win. We didn't play well. It was, I don't even want to say it was scrappy, because for me, Man United was on top of us. They came to play. And for me, I think going there and getting the win was the most important thing, because let's face it, guys, it's the first game of the season. We're playing away from home, Old Trafford. There's a rivalry there. We know about it. They've been rivals for the longest time, past years on years. So first game away from home, they obviously shat the bed last year, came 15th. And
15th, man, yo, that's a big shitting the bed.
yeah, they were coming to prove a point, not only for themselves, for their fans, at home, first game. It was always going to be hostile. And out of all the teams, I think this weekend that played, I think we were the ones that were under the cosh with everything that I've said. Let's flip it around. If it was the Emirates Stadium, Man U in town, we would be expected to win that game, because we'd bring the noise, we'd bring the heat, it's the first game, man. That's how you set the tone. Do you get what I mean? Man. And if you look at all the games from Saturday, the top six or the big six, if you say, Liverpool also at home, they got the job done. Man City, they went away, but they got the job done.
Yeah.
Okay, Chelsea, they were at home. They didn't get the job done. They drew. So it wasn't a given for me to say, with a bad Man U side from last year, that they were going to, continue that trend. They obviously improved, as every team has been doing with buying new players. But I think that for them, there was extra motivation
for sure.
To show up first game, to show that, they're not Man U of last year. This is an Arsenal podcast, but I think from what they showed, I think they definitely improved, and I think they will improve. They were on top of us. They
were unbeaten in preseason. Huh? I know preseason results doesn't matter, but I think Amorim is finally getting to input his tactics. And honestly, I think they will finish between 6th and 8th this season. Like, I feel like it won't be 15th again. It can't. Like, no one survives at Man United finishing 15th, right? And Mbeumo and Cunha looked freaking good, man. They were motivated. Huh? Did you see how angry Cunha was?
As long as they take points from Liverpool, City, Tottenham.
We want to see that anger. Newcastle, but mostly those.
Yes, the big boys. Chelsea.
We want to see that anger.
They'll have done something
angry
good
at them if they don't show that. If they play Liverpool and they just like roll aside, come on, man. Because teams like to do that. Newcastle now, they're going to play against Liverpool next weekend. And they can't even have Isaac because Isaac has had his head turned, right? And then I feel like somehow Newcastle is still gonna allow Liverpool to bully them. And then when we come there in like 2 weeks, that's when they're gonna be angry. No, man. We need them angry now. You know what I mean? Now. Gordon needs to score a hat-trick.
But I think that's gonna be different because they will want to show Isaac what he has at home. They might be very, very, very angry against Liverpool. So I wouldn't put it past them to be able to score and to beat Liverpool. And from what I saw from Liverpool on opening day, that defense, I wish they played the same way they played on their opening day.
Yeah, man.
I wish.
People are like worried about Liverpool because they're signing more attackers. For me, you can sign Isaac, but it's not like Isaac and all the attackers will play at the same time, right? It's not like this guy plus this guy will just score more goals. For me, I'm worried that they're going to sign another defender because I want them to not sign any more defenders and go into the season like this, because then I feel like they can lose games.
You see, this is where I wanted to carry on from saying we've already got Man U out the way. So, and if we're going to talk about, okay, next game is Leeds, but the following is Liverpool, we're also going to get that out the way. Win, lose, or draw. Whatever the case may be, you only play them twice, and Man U, for all purposes, we've collected that. Liverpool, we're playing them away. That's also going to be, these teams need time to gel. And I think also what our problem was yesterday, and there's evidence to be seen, is our team is not firing. I mean, it was just one game, and this is how I'm looking at the season right now until we accumulate losses and so forth. But I can't rate first game and say, man, Gyökeres is not even fit, as we say.
Bro, he's been eating pastéis de nata all summer. You know what I mean? The guy is not even fit. Saka's not fit either. Huh? Like, people are like, they need to get fit.
They can probably be fit as so, but you need time to
Yeah.
deal with the intensity. Preseason, you're not going to give 100% because it's like you give 100%, then you get injured just before. So
Yeah.
it's a bit detrimental in my opinion. But first week, you get that done. You've already had 1 week of intense training for that week. You got the 3 points. Now we're going to do another intensive training for Leeds. So you're building on match fitness and game day fitness. This is where we're at right now. And I think we didn't play well. Manu can talk about in all their podcasts about what they have done to better and how they outplayed us. My man, we got out of there with 3 points. That's all that fucking matters to me. I couldn't care less about what they talk about on whatever the case may be. We won. We took it, and we're not going back to Old Trafford this year. That's over.
Yeah, man. Aderitu? Yeah.
Let me ask you something. We've been known our schedule for quite some time. So should we not have prepared ourselves better in preseason to make sure that we came to the start of the season fully fit, especially knowing that we're going to be having a very, very rough first 10 games?
So I just want to, because that's a good question. And actually, I was also thinking about that like a few weeks ago, as soon as they released the schedule. But you know what? I think that with what happened last season, there's a lot of changes behind the scenes that we don't see. I think one of the changes that Arteta did, just by noticing the players, I feel like that's something that's changed. I feel like they're doing a lot of more preparatory work for the team to not be like exhausted by the time we hit December, Jan, and injuries. I feel like he's probably trying to time it in a way, because I think Pep Guardiola also tends to do that. This year will be different because City played the Club World Cup. So City and Chelsea, they'll start firing because they're already fit anyways. But you'll see those guys will start crashing like mid-season. I think with us, I feel like we went a bit more like City in the previous seasons, where City always starts a little bit undercooked. And then like a few games in, they reach peak fitness and then they last for the season. And to be honest, I kind of like agree. Even though we have a crap start, as long as we can play ugly, we can score a few points as we get people fit, we can adapt Gyökeres. If we can just get through these first few games, I would much rather have us be fully fit for like the important part of the season. Because if we lose to one of these teams now, I'm not of the belief like, oh, they'll just go and win every game and we won't catch them. I feel like mentally, if we lose one of these next few games, it's still okay. We will catch up. But December, Jan, February, March, April, May, we need to have everyone fit, man. We can't be going to semifinals of Champions League with only kids on the bench again. I think physically this time, look at Q Bill. He was training Havertz. Havertz was giving 100% in preseason. You see, he got injured just before the season started. So what do you think?
I'll say this, my daddy, to answer, obviously this is a podcast, everybody's got their own opinions and so forth. But for me, as I was saying to Fabio, I think when you were a bit offline, is that I kind of saw preseason as like a fitness test. I didn't really think that it was more about tactics. I think that it was more about giving players minutes. And yeah, that's how you build up tactics. Because also, if you remember, the players came in at different phases. I think Kepa was the first one, Norgard, and then you had Mosquera came in while they were still on tour in Singapore, and then you had Gyökeres that also came in the same time, and then Madueke came in when they came to the Emirates. The rest of the guys were already training from when they went to Spain for that little preseason, and then they went back to. So some of them did already start the fitness, but match fitness, I think it's different from doing that up and down running on, you know what I mean? So, and what I was saying to Fabio, I think that I can only consider the last 2 games of preseason, which was at the Emirates, but realistically thinking about it, I think only the Athletic Bilbao game, I think it's the one where I can say I took serious, because that's where I saw, for example, Zubamendi and Rice play the first
Together.
time. Even Villarreal, he was playing with Norgard. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily think that Norgard would be starting, but as I said, I think it was just a way to bed everybody in so you can get 45 here and 60 here. Yeah, in truth, I don't think they have played together. But also, another thing that I was thinking about, if we were exposing tactics too early, for example, playing Rice and Sumbamendi from the beginning, wouldn't teams start to figure us out because of, everyone's watching tape as well. So they're all trying to see how that combo of the three, Odegaard, Rice, Zubamendi is going to play. I mean, that's the heartbeat of our team, that midfield. So I think that if we were also exposing that earlier on, wouldn't we giving our tactics away about whether we double pivot, whether Zubamendi is the one going in the 8 or Declan Rice? So I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
Come
also.
on. Let me just cut you there. Regarding that, everybody knows how we're going to play. All of us know how we're going to play with those three. There are only so many ways you can make an omelette with the same number of eggs.
No, I disagree with you, Darit. I disagree because in the Bilbao game, we saw that Rice and Zubamendi were playing in a double pivot. They were actually very next to each other.
Yeah, and Odegaard was more central.
Rice was on the left 8, let's say, to speak.
Yeah.
Inside, yes.
So now we saw that they can work as a double pivot that will free up Odegaard not having to come back so much deep to get the ball. So
that's exactly
kind of seeing
what I'm trying to say. There are only basically 3 ways we're going to play with those 3 guys. So that's what doesn't matter a lot because you're either going to do this, or that.
I think it still matters,
no? Set up, but how would you set up?
You might as well as a manager probably prepare. If I've decided I'm going to do a double pivot, I'd rather get them double pivot ball time.
Maybe, but maybe they were doing that in training.
Pieces. Well, in the end, I know I'm going to play like that because there are only 2 or 3 ways you can play with those 3 guys. And I'll give you an example.
Different philosophies. Yeah.
Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Because yesterday, because we didn't practice with those 3 guys, we did not win midfield battle. See, imagine if we had practiced with those 3 guys. Because United gave us the midfield. We did nothing through the middle yesterday. Yeah. And they gave us the middle of the park.
They have Casemiro there and we didn't exploit it.
We didn't take advantage of that middle of the park. And they gave it for free. Like for pennies on the dollar. Why? Because we didn't practice how we're going to explore the middle of the park. You see, trying to hide only takes you so far.
But you're right. Different philosophies.
I get you, Darito. But also, I think looking at yesterday's game, I think I was looking at a statistic today. I think we had something like 76%, 78% completion. That was just an off game. Nothing was going our way. Our passes were not going. There was nothing yesterday. There was no cohesion. There was no, we're using the dominant team. I think at one stage we were like 30% possession.
Yeah.
I mean,
and even Saliba
allow teams to come at us? Do you get what I mean? So I just think that yesterday was just an off day, but we got away with it. But I don't think that going into Leeds, we're going to play the same. Because if we are raving that we played so well against Bilbao and how everything was flowing through Zubamendi, through balls and so forth, to next week we have a stinker, I want to think that it's a one-off. But what I did like about the Bilbao, I saw that Declan Rice sticking next to Zubamendi in the double pivot too. I think that worked for me because as much as I like, and if we can talk tactics or not.
Yeah, of course.
For me, Declan Rice is a 6, man. This 8 thing, I think it hinders our team too much because sometimes you see him on the touchline. He's not that type of player, man. Like, I just don't really understand it. But I know that you need to get Zubamendi on the team as well. But even yesterday, I think he was also collecting a lot of the ball. So he was playing 6 as well. So I think they just interchange each other. But this of him sticking to that left side for me, I don't get it. I don't agree with that.
The Rice one is a big debate because people always go back and forth about it because like Rice without the ball, of course, is a 6. With the ball, I agree with you. He's not a guy who's gonna like, we used to like Fabregas, Cazorla, like players who are gonna like make passes. That's not Rice. That said, he is like a bit of a box to box as well. And he can shoot from outside the box. But I do think that playing Rice as a left 8 does affect our left side. It tends to have like, doesn't flow as much. And I did notice as well that when him and Zubamendi alternate, it's nice because sometimes Zubamendi can come forward and he can do the passes. Then Rice can make runs. It is a bit more unpredictable. But guys, I think the person who makes us the most unpredictable in a good way and in a bad way, it's Calafiori, man. Guys, playing 10 as our left back. I love it, but some people personally
sometimes
hate
your
it.
heart stops, Sometimes your heart stops. Like, what?
Yeah. In the UK Gunners group, Derita, I don't know if you saw it. Remember, someone said this guy is going on a Bilbo Baggins adventure, like searching for the ring. I thought, I almost died. Calafiori is just searching for the ring on the right wing. Oh my God. It's chaos, man.
I'll go by what you said, I would go by what you said, and I actually think that Rice should be our box-to-box. We really need Rice to be our box-to-box. Give him the freedom to roam in between boxes, but then you're going to need discipline from guys such as Calafiori. You're going to need discipline from Zubimendi as well, because then you can't have those guys just going on adventures, up the pitch. But yeah, Rice for me should be a box-to-box. And what if Rice doesn't play box-to-box and you do a double pivot? That to me is going to become a very, very interesting scenario where you would basically free up Odegaard to become just an offensive machine.
Yeah, then you play like the 4-2-3-1. Yeah, 4-2-3-1, like back in the day. And that's when Nwaneri can actually come in for Odegaard as well, and he can make an impact. I don't know if you guys saw, but I think in the beginning of Man United yesterday, I think we had like a tactical plan. And then I think because things were going wrong, I think Arteta like killed it. In the first 10 minutes, we were trying to do like 2 overlapping fullbacks. I think that was the surprise. None of us were expecting Arteta to start both Calafiori and Ben White at the same time. I thought he would go maybe Timber and Calafiori, or you'd go Ben White and Lewis Kelly, because then one is more defending, one is more... He was like, nah. In the beginning, they were both bombing forward. Don't know if you guys noticed, it was literally just Gabriel and Saliba at the back at the beginning. And normally, I actually think it's a good idea because I think those two defenders are so good, they can do it. But they're rusty. So in the beginning, they were giving us some little nightmares, man. Like, because it was just the two of them against Mbuemo, Cunha, and Mason Mount was also coming. And Gabriel managed, but there was like numerical advantage for Man United. Yeah. So we could have actually suffered. But I feel like we got through it for a few times, and then I think Arteta killed it. Like a few minutes in, he was like saying some stuff, and then they stopped doing that. Like one fullback went.
Yeah, because we were counting that we would win the midfield battle because let's face it, Casemiro, like we just thought that he would be old and we would overrun him and so forth. But nothing was sticking, as we saw. It was not happening. Yeah, man, it's a conundrum because I like Calafiori. I'm not a big fan, I've said it, of Miles Lewis-Kelly. He's a player, but I don't know, man.
Don't come for my boy, man.
Even starting from preseason, man, he just leaves too much space. There's just too much space that Gabriel...
MLS, if you're listening, we love you, man. Don't worry. It's just kill Bill. I'm going to buy the Lewis Kelly jersey.
It's not a fullback originally. Yeah. But I think got 3 things against him. 1, not a fullback. 2, he's very young. And 3, I actually think he's trying to become Ashley Cole. And those are 3 things going against him.
Yeah, that's true.
What I think about Lewis Kelly, not that I say that he's a bad player, he's a phenomenal player. I just don't like the way that it's high risk, high reward. Because when it does something well, it pays off nicely. But the moment that he gambles and it doesn't pay off, we get punished for it. That's the thing. There's no middle ground with him, in my opinion.
For sure.
He's gonna give penalties. He's gonna give goals away, in my opinion, which is fine because he's learning. But I'm just saying that what's at stake. The risk. At the end of the game, did you see yesterday? There was that challenge that he put in the box. He shouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah.
He didn't. He got away with that. But under normal circumstances, that would probably be a penalty. And we'd be saying, man, we don't need to go so aggressive. But it's high risk, high reward. That's how he plays with.
I hear you,
I don't know.
At the same time, he's like my favorite player just because he's like an academy kid and he's being asked to do such a hard task. In our team, honestly, left back, I think is the hardest position. That's why every single player that's come has failed there. No, we've had like 7 left backs and none of them have been like the main one. And I honestly feel like I'm going to still trust in Arsene Wenger's philosophy of you got to educate young players, you got to give them a chance. He said that sometimes you will pay for it with points, but you have to be brave enough as a manager to be like, I'm willing to take that risk. This kid is going to become great. Remember when Saka came in? Saka were playing him as well. We even played Saka as left back. Look at who Saka is today, man. So I feel like maybe MLS will grow into a midfielder. Maybe he will grow into being a more disciplined left back. He needs to get game time. And luckily, we have Calafiori as well, even though he's also high risk. So they can like compete with each other and they can both get game time. I guess teams like Leeds, I'm happy with MLS playing, man. To be honest, even big teams, we went to the semi-final with him. But I do hear you. He will for sure at some point give away a penalty, cost us a few goals, maybe even get red carded. But I love him, man. I love him.
It was strange for me. Well, I predicted that he would go with Calafiori for this game. And I think that Arteta maybe took the gamble because instead of us away from home, as we talked about how, the fans would be on top of us, the whole atmosphere and so forth. I thought that maybe he would go with the defensive side. And I think Miles Lewis-Kelly is better defensively going on. But I think when he put Calafiori in there, that's him sending a message like we're going for this game. We're not going to, step back. But if we have Liverpool, which we have coming up in 2 weeks, I think he's going to go with Lewis Kelly because I think he's more defensively sound and he's not as gallivanting as Calafiori because also he left a lot of space behind too. But I don't know. It's just... There's just something about that left side.
The things that Cunha and Buemo could have done to us on those wings.
Yeah, man.
Let's be honest. Yeah, we escaped. We scraped it. We escaped. But that's, like I said, that's how great teams are made, It's not about always playing well, playing beautiful. And let me tell you this. I don't think it's going to go with MLS against Liverpool unless Liverpool can show that their wingers are not as good as we are expecting them to be. Because I think that because exactly of what you said, MLS is going to be there. Exactly. And MLS is going to be a bit reckless. You'll probably use Calafiori and tell him to track back or hold back. Calafiori might not be as fast as MLS, but he positions himself better and he has the physical strength. MLS is a horse, we know it. But Calafiori is something about it, and Calafiori can also help going back into the box more than MLS can.
Yeah. I know this is crazy, but against Liverpool, I would actually play Timber on the left because Timber will just shut it down, man. You know what I mean? Just shut it down. Just for Liverpool, shut it down.
Guys, also, he needs to put us in the best position to win the game. We have the squad now that we don't have to think about names and so forth. Okay, we can associate the left backs will be this, but in terms of the best shutdown defender, in terms of the left wing, the left back or right back, that's Timber, man.
Timber shuts wherever you put him. That's shutting down.
He's going to be going against Salah. I would be much comfortable Timber going than having to play Calafiori or.
Only problem is then that will make us play even more like slow. That means Martinelli will be even more isolated on the left. You're gonna get even more hate from the fans. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem.
But we can't.
By then, I want us to have a proper
and try to take the game.
You think we're still gonna buy one? And he's gonna come in, train, and be ready to play against Liverpool. It's too late.
Especially after yesterday. I think we all realize we need a left winger.
You guys have been realizing this for a year, man. You guys are acting like it's after yesterday. You guys have been saying Martinelli for 2 years.
He didn't see it for a year. Yeah. After yesterday, he has to have seen it.
No, but let me tell you what Martinelli brings. I think for his lack of offense,
it defends, bro.
He brings for the lack of offense, he brings defensive. Ability.
That guy wastes so much energy defending, man. If we're gonna have someone who doesn't defend,
Yeah, so I think, guys, we also have to be serious here. This season will have to come down, horses for courses. You can't stick with the same 11 and expect them to do the same job with different teams. If you know a team is gonna come and play, come and charge forward to us, we need to be defensive sound and we need to go with the best defensive unit that we can. And obviously, I think if they're coming, we're going to just count on a fast break goal from a Gyökeres, because that's what we got now. To get
And fast break, we can actually have Gyökeres and Martinelli for that.
Break if they all come towards us, and that's how we get goals. When you're under the cosh, my man, I think, for example, I don't want to get too much ahead of us because we're already talking Liverpool, but it should be thing. But
Leeds.
I would play Havertz in Liverpool. Havertz got the height, he's got the press. I don't think Gyökeres is suited for Liverpool. But Leeds next week, I think he will. If I was the coach, I would go with Gyökeres because you obviously need to play him into form. And you'd know that us playing at home, we're going to have possession. That's usually how it goes.
And the fans will be supporting him.
We don't need to have Havertz. What's that? Remontada. No, we don't need that.
Space invader, huh? But against Liverpool for sure because of pressing. Gyökeres is not ready.
Yeah, you need the hold up play. You need him to, get those fouls and fall, get time, because we're not looking at and saying like it's big bad Liverpool. Nobody's saying that, but you also have to respect your opponents. These are the reigning champions. They also have firepower, and I don't think it's correct to match fire with fire.
Then everyone just burns.
Where you're going to win. And we need to also, as you said, Fabio, in the beginning, the league is not won by losing to Liverpool, because we don't play Liverpool every week. You play them twice. We're playing them third week. Get that out the way, because the rest that will come would be against teams that we will have possession, or I should say, we should have possession. For possession, with the firepower that we have, we should be getting goals. We should be winning those.
Doesn't look convinced still. Martinelli, he's still giving you
No. I want to leave you with something. I would actually, to get the best of Gyökeres, we need to change the way we play. That's one. Okay. If we keep playing as we are not suited to have a striker such as Gyökeres. It's not going to work. Okay. And two, I would love to see him score at Anfield, but I would enjoy a lot more seeing King Kai bullying Van Dijk.
Konate. Van Dijk is not getting bullied by King Kai, man.
That's why I want to see how King Kai bullying him. That's what I would
love. Now that he's been gymming, you want to see
he's been training.
Those two things can be true. They can be true. You can have Havertz start and then Gyökeres finishes off.
Gyökeres come in and finishes off. Yeah, I think that would be good.
He brings that energy, that pace in behind when you're already tired. Could be,
huh? I actually think that's the way.
We're gonna need delivery into the box, and we are lacking delivery into the box.
Yeah. These guys are not used to playing with the number 9, man. They're not. The last number 9 was
Aubameyang.
I don't even want to say Oba, because at that time he was already playing in the wing.
Yeah, Arteta had already put him on the wing, and Lacazette was busy doing some fake 10 stuff. Wasn't even a fake false 9. He was halfway.
Yeah, so, man, we don't know how. I think that's the truth. We don't know how to play with that.
With a striker.
We don't know how to play with that. And also, most importantly, guys, let's not forget, Gyökeres was not our first choice. If everything was supposed to be, it would have been the other way around. Sesko playing
for us and Gyökeres for Man United.
And we already know what Sesko would bring, because that is what Havertz is doing. So I think if there was an alternate universe, that would have been the lineup.
The lineup yesterday.
But then you have to see
it wasn't his first choice. I don't think the tactics, when he thought about going for him, were to change tactics, but we're in it now, and I don't expect it, and I wouldn't expect it to be like we'll click right away. I don't think, as we said, I don't think Gyökeres is fully, I don't want to say fit. I'm not saying that. I just think
but
he's not fully
fit.
Up.
He wasn't even going to preseason. He wasn't. He was boycotting it, right, with Sporting. So he wasn't even fit.
I'm just gonna say he's not up and running. I'm just gonna say that, because then
I'm sorry, but he looked as an excuse. He looked a few kgs extra. The first game, he looked a few kgs extra compared to now.
He's getting there. He's getting there. And let's remember, he's never played in the Premier League. He doesn't know the physicality. He doesn't know. The same can be said about Sesko. He hasn't, but. I think a lot more eyes are on Gyökeres because of his.
But listen, I believe in Gyökeres,
and so forth.
I honestly think he will for sure. Not think, he will be definitely our top scorer, because last season 9 goals is our top scorer with Havertz. We missed some. Gyökeres, I think, will click. I think he needs time. And even yesterday, I saw the runs he was making. if only our players knew how to pass it properly, he could have created some things for himself. There was like a moment where he was really struggling, and then I saw him like chest bump that central defender to the floor for Man United. I was like, okay, Gyökeres will be fine, bruh. Like, he's gonna bully defenders. So he just needs to, for me, get fit. Our team needs to learn to pass to him, but also he needs to improve his technique a little bit. It's okay. At Arsenal, he will. He can train that a bit. Like, some of his crosses yesterday were a bit too strong. His passes were a bit sideways, but he will get there.
Get a goal. He needs to get a goal early on, because the more it goes on, the more it goes on, I think it just becomes a storyline. And you know how social media is. Remember Havertz went through that. I think he went through like 9 games without a goal. And people were like already like, why did you buy? No. I think it just needs to get a goal, settle. He'll do that crazy celebration, pump everybody up. And I think we'll build
Then
from
we
there.
sell even more jerseys, you know? And those jerseys will be enough to buy Eze. So there we go, man.
Realistically, people are like, oh, he's gonna score 20 goals. For me, if he scores 15, I'm good.
Yeah,
with
15.
That. Whatever he
15
gets
league
more
goals.
than 15, I'm good.
He can score 20 by scoring in the other competitions too. But 15 league goals.
Yeah, 15 in the Premier League
then,
for
then
me.
25. Then 25.
45. First season. Let's see, man.
25.
Guys,
25.
Thierry Henry in his first season.
You remember, you have
8 games to score his first goal. Huh? Yeah.
You have the champions. You have the FA Cup.
You guys know me and Carabao, man. Please, rest Gyökeres. Don't need him to get injured because of Carabao. Carabao, please play other players. Put Merino there in the beginning. When we get to semi-finals, we can talk Carabao with Gyökeres. But we don't want to go to
enough to get through the
March.
First.
Yeah, guys, please. Let's not get
we
players
have
injured.
We have the Champions League. We can't be putting him. Remember, Gabriel Jesus, I think, has started running now. So just put him there.
Put him there when he's ready, man.
Minutes.
Yeah, put Nwaneri as a false 9. Please. I want Carabao. I don't mind us winning it.
About Gabriel Jesus, I really wish, really wish he would be fit so we can sell the guy.
Yeah, me too, man. Ish.
Yeah.
But we can't even sell. We can't even sell players who are fit and are good, man. So we wouldn't even sell him. We would give him for free. Let's see. I hope Berta's better than Edu. But did you guys see on this topic, since we just brought up selling, Kill Bill, you were talking about that kid that we sold for 3 million, right? To Chelsea. Yeah. You saw that Edu was the one who sold him for 3 million. Edu is the one who's now buying him for a crazy fee, a few years later. Doesn't he feel embarrassed? Huh?
No, listen.
Oh.
Yeah, embarrassed. Yes, I can understand that. But remember, we sold him to Chelsea. But
Chelsea immediately sold him a year later for 20.
The big sell-on clause. Yeah. So when Chelsea sold him to, I think it's Ipswich, right?
For 20 something. Yeah.
So
so he did sell him for more than 3.
So you get what I mean? If it was a sale from Chelsea to that, then they would have demanded a bigger fee.
Yeah.
But listen, I was reading the article at The Athletic, and they were going on about why it is that Arsenal are really bad sellers. And they were coming up with the conclusion that first, when these guys move, they move to London. Well, firstly, they say that when they move, Arsenal treats these guys like a family, like lifestyle.
I'm sure the money is still the main reason, but they'll say that. But family second.
Is the high wages that we give off the bat. The Zinchenko going from 30,000 a week to 150. Nobody's gonna want to leave that.
Yeah.
You have your Reece Nelson, you have your Fabio Vieiras. They're all caking 100 mil. But when you see and they were comparing against the salaries of the players from Chelsea, I think they're on 50.
Yeah, they're stuck for a long time, but their actual salaries are lower.
I think was at 30, 40. I think even now you wouldn't be surprised if he's on 80, double this money.
I think
that's
more.
How they're able to.
I think he more than doubled.
That's how they're able to maintain lower wages and sell on high, because whatever team comes to get them still needs to match their wages, because they're not going to drop. And the third thing about it, if they're living in London, which is the best city in England per se, I mean, why would you leave, man?
Yeah.
Why would you leave?
You're right.
If they're paying me well, I'm uprooted in metropolitan city. Why am I going to move? But I guess
Yeah.
also this has to go into personal ambition of such players because as we saw this weekend, the bench, Fabio Vieira wasn't there, Lokonga wasn't there,
Of
Reece
course.
Nelson wasn't
No,
there,
those guys need to leave.
even Kivior wasn't there. Like,
So
dude,
Kiwior, I'm a bit annoyed that he wasn't on the bench. I know we might be trying to sell him, but he did such a good job for us at the end of last season. For me, we either
he
keep
needs
him
to,
or
Fabio,
we
no,
sell him
man,
for good
don't.
money. We
No,
can sell him, but he
let's
needs
sell.
to
We
be on
need,
the bench. So it's still, there's like visibility. Players are still saying, oh, he's still good. If we don't match what Arsenal is asking, they will actually play him. We need to play the game a bit. We can't just be like, okay, now he doesn't even
That's a
appear
big chat.
anywhere.
That's a sell. That's a good sell-on tactic.
Yeah.
You don't undervalue your resource. You upvalue your resource so you can upsell
Exactly. You put him on the bench.
it.
You're like,
People
hey,
are
no,
saying that
we
he's
actually
not even
really
on the
want
bench.
him, but we
It
might
means
have to sell
he's
him. Yeah.
expendable.
yeah,
We
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah,
be
yeah.
Yeah,
doing
if
that.
you don't put
But
him on
our
the bench,
bench is stacked now.
you're
We don't
telling
have
the world he's
space.
expendable. And why would I pay you a lot of money for someone
But
who you don't even
want.
rate?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wouldn't
Meanwhile,
pay.
man, for me, Kiwior, I expected him, Mr. Kiwi, I expected him to maybe even get a few minutes because Gabriel is still not fully fit. He just came back from injury. I know we got Mosquera, we just bought him, but I still thought maybe Kiwior was going to get a few minutes, get some preseason, and then we're going to sell him for good money or he would stay with us. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to sell him for like low money, man. We should be selling Kiwior, in my opinion, for like 40, but we're not. We're going to sell him for like 20.
I would rest Gabriel against Leeds. Start Kiwior because you're trying to sell him. Okay, make a few changes. Put against these weaker teams. Put some guys on the show. Let them show.
Yeah,
Tell them, guys,
show them what they
this is the
can do,
chance.
you know?
Show yourselves because there's no
You
room
know
for
that
you.
wouldn't. You know that wouldn't work, Daddy. Too, because if they score because Gabriel is not there, we'd be pissed, man. We're not playing in preseason anymore. Any drop
You mean if
point,
the opposition scores, huh? I thought you meant if they
yeah,
score
any
for
drop
us.
point, I would be blaming the manager. I'd be saying, brother, why you like? I know it's a conundrum,
Remember,
man. You
remember
can't
what
play them
Kivior
every
did for
game,
Kivior
but
has already proved that he can be a great defender. Remember
Yeah,
what he
man,
did for
Kiwior is
us
a good
last
defender, man.
season.
yeah, but I think Kivior's head is turned, man. I think his head is turned. Even the Villarreal game, he shut the bed, man. I think, and that's when the rumors started to come. I think that I would like to think that if he wasn't put this weekend, I think it could be because maybe they
We're
just don't want
close.
to risk injury or
Yeah.
a move is close or something like that.
Let's
But
hope it's
I
close.
also did look at the bench too, and our bench is stacked. I wouldn't. There's nobody you can take out.
Yeah. And actually, we were lucky because Norgard was injured, so Norgard couldn't make it into the bench. That helped Arteta.
Yeah, but
Otherwise,
if
someone
when
else would have had to
Norgard
drop out.
when Norgard comes, who are you taking out?
And
I mean,
also,
that would be
for me, when Max Dauman is soon enough, he's definitely going to be on the bench, man. I know you guys are still thinking the way our attack is. For me, Max Dauman is already one of our most dangerous attacking players. Already. Putting in for 20 minutes, man, he can create chaos.
No,
We're going to need him.
we can't be putting our laurels on a 15-year-old, man. I
I
I'm
didn't
not
say
saying
put our
if-
laurels. I'm just saying bring him into like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He might win a penalty. He might make an assist. He can definitely pass better than anyone passed yesterday. Like, I can't defend. I love our players, but yesterday, like, no one was passing well. One thing, though, we were very harsh on Odegaard last season. I know you can't say he had an amazing game, but I actually thought he played better than he's played in ages, man. I actually enjoyed his energy yesterday. I think he was working hard. He was pressing. He was dribbling some players. He was even like making some good passes in the beginning. It was just the final pass. That's like where it wasn't worth it. But at least he even tried to shoot. Like, I feel like he's getting there. The behaviors were right, even if the outcome wasn't, made me hopeful.
Just two things.
Yeah.
First thing, I was reading earlier, just an hour or two ago, we apparently rejected 27 million bids from Porto, 27 million pounds, because we apparently won 35 million pounds. But
For
Porto
Kiwior.
was for Kiwior, yeah. But it was 7 up front on a loan fee and 20 million obligation to buy. Still, 20.
More, man.
That's how it was.
Wow.
It was 7 for the fee and 20 mandatory obligation to buy for 20.
Speak
for
to
next
some
season.
Italian clubs, man.
Maybe
If Porto
like
is
a
like
10 and a 20
Yeah.
obligation, something like that.
Bro, 35 minimum, man. We should get 40 for Kiwior, man. Speak to
Yeah,
some
but the
Serie A
apparently
clubs.
was 25. Okay. Second thing, and this I was going against Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney scored his first goal against us at 16 years old. Michael
Sorry,
Owen
Wayne Rooney what?
broke through at 17. scored his most famous goal against us when he was 16 for Everton.
Yeah.
Owen broke through at 17. Fabregas debuted for us at 16.
16.
Ronaldo arrived at United at 18. Sterling broke through at 17 for Liverpool. So why are we saying that you can't put your hopes on a kid?
No, but
we
this
have
guy's
examples.
15, huh? Do you know what I mean? But he's 15.
Ryan Giggs.
And
Giggs. Even our own Saka. He debuted at 17.
Yeah.
Our own Saka. I think he was 17 when he debuted.
About a 15-year-old kid. There's a big difference between 15 and 17.
You will only be able to play once you turn 16.
I'm saying he should start every Carabao Cup game. This rule confuses me too. I know like he can't be on like fantasy football, he can't be on Football Manager, there's all these things, but like I don't know about the league. I feel like he might be allowed to play, but there's like he can't change in the same dressing room as the players. There's like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, that is true.
But I hope he gets a few minutes, man. And if he doesn't, Carabao Cup, I think he can definitely play, and he should be playing every minute in the Carabao Cup. Like for me, that's one thing Arsene Wenger always did, is he gave youth a chance during Carabao.
So if he plays in Carabao, who's placed? Where does he play? I would say.
For me, it's Saka's place, because Nwaneri should be playing Odegaard's place.
But that's Madueke's place. He came to be right wing.
Listen, I don't care. Madueke can play on the left, or he can sit on the bench. Dauman is gonna be a much better player than Madueke for us within the next year. Next year, if he's already not better than Madueke now, he's going to be better than Madueke by the next year. So I said I'm going to support Madueke because we bought him now. I don't hate him anymore, so forgive me. But just Dauman, come on, man. He got to play. Not because of Madueke, man.
Yeah, Madueke, man, for his offense that he gives us, he got cooked on the defense. Jeez, man, he's a liability, bruh. He got cooked, smoked.
Now you guys appreciate Martinelli.
I'm not convinced on that. That's why I'm like, okay, Martinelli, he doesn't give us a lot going forward, but defensively, okay, he does a job. So, we're all counting that Trossard is going to go. So,
but he might stay, huh? I'm also counting he's going to go, and if he goes, we need another player. But I think he might stay.
Then we're not bringing anybody in, because realistically, if we're already having problems with the match day squad, how does bringing another player help the situation? He's not going to come in for it. So I'm counting on the Zinchenko's to go, the Trossard, your Kivior, to free up space.
Even if it's on loan.
Yeah, but guys, realistically, we need to...
Man. Let's sell. Even Reece Nelson, Fulham wants another loan. They already got a loan last year. Like, why you want another loan to buy with option? It's like, bro, you're messing us around now. It's like you're dating someone, but they don't want to date you. They're like, we're together, we're not together. Cut it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why, the whole Eze thing, like, I'm upset that he's going to Spurs, but realistically, you can't really be too upset, because if we don't sell players and we're not, like, how can we expect the bosses, the owner, to be like, okay, let's splash more cash? Like,
we need to sell someone.
Eze wants to come to us. I think if it was a clear choice between us and Tottenham, obviously, I think he would come to us. But
for sure,
I don't think we have bid for him, because we just simply haven't moved players on. And I don't think that he's going to sit there and wait, because, at the age that he is, 27, he's going to get a big payday, Champions League. I don't think his loyalty lies to Arsenal. I think that's
of course. Arsenal dropped him when he was 13. Huh?
Yeah, so but I think it's his last big paycheck, man. At the end of the day, we have families to feed, man. I'm not turning these people down and then they don't come back to me, and then... I think that any of us would take the opportunity. But as I said, if it was a bid between Arsenal and Tottenham, I think he would choose us. But I wouldn't agree with him if I was his agent or family to say, yeah, man, let's stick until deadline day, because Arsenal's coming for you.
Play as Sesko, huh? Play as Sesko. When Sesko played with us, Liverpool, all the other big clubs wanted him also last year, ended up at Man United. You see, because
the thing about Sesko, he's young, and actually going to Man United for me makes a lot of sense, because there isn't pressure at Man U. I mean, they don't have Champions League. He can still develop. Do you get what I mean? But
and
he's going to get a lot of minutes.
No, Bill,
it's still Man United, and also what player develops at Man United? They all
But
just
he's
go
got a
there
lot
to
of
be
regress.
he's got
destroyed.
resale value,
They
Fabio. He's
regress.
got resale. Eze doesn't have resale value. After this move,
No, no,
he's not
I
going to
hear
get a
you,
big
but I'm not
move.
talking about money. I'm talking about for career. He's gonna be in so much pressure. If he had come to Arsenal, I think he would actually be in less pressure, and he actually would have like improved. Man United destroys players, man, like and coaches. Maybe
Yeah,
it'll
but
be
he can still
different,
get a move.
but I
Yeah,
think
but
he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah, but he's under a lot of pressure.
Right now,
Look at
as we
Garnacho,
speak,
man. Look at Garnacho, man. I know people
yeah,
not
but
playing
don't
there.
like
Garnacho's
it.
Look at
getting his
Sancho.
move.
Look at Sancho.
Yeah.
And Sancho's getting his move. He's young enough to still get a move and still
Yeah,
get
but
the
his
bag.
career is done, man. Sancho has wasted his
Oh,
career
man,
now.
there's still
You think
time
he's
to
gonna have a
turn it
great career
around,
now?
Fabio. Come on, these guys are 25. There's still
Okay,
time to turn
let me
it
rephrase
around.
this question. Do you think Sancho will go to the World Cup by the end of this season? Because I don't think he'll go. And for me, that's ridiculous. When a few years ago, this guy was being spoken about as this like incredible
what I-
winger,
The next
British
big thing.
record. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I said is there's still time for him to turn it around. That's on him and his personal ambitions. He's 25. We're not talking about a player
Yeah.
that is 27, 28.
Yeah, I get you.
That's the difference. The conversation started with Eze
yeah.
talking about one of the last deals that he can make, big deals in his career. This dude has never played Champions League before. He's got the opportunity that Spurs is saying to him, come to me today. If he turns that down, he cannot wait for Arsenal to finally ship people out because we're playing with him. That's where I think we're at.
First, do you think we'll get Eze? Two, do you think Eze would have played as more at 8 anyways, right? Rather than where Rice is. Who do you think we actually should be getting as a left winger? Because you guys all want players, but who do we actually go and get? You know what I mean? Say we managed to sell a few players.
If we manage to sell a few players, I don't think the management team is going to gamble it all on Eze. I think they are more likely to go for a pure left winger instead of going for an in-between. Well, that's what I would do if I was in their place. I would love to see Eze in our colors, but if you look at the team and you got to realize that Nelly ain't it, and you have no one, Trossard ain't it, and you have actually no one in there, who you're going to be able to go and say, go and play. I think that we are very, very likely, if we have the money, to go and get a loan for Rodrigo with an obligation to buy. Say, okay, loan him to me. We'll see if he plugs in. If he plugs in, then we'll negotiate something. But he doesn't
If he
plug
was
in.
available for loan, I think we would have already done it, guys. Do you think he's available for loan? I think if he leaves, he has to be bought. Huh?
Be in Real Madrid's interest to loan to us because we're gonna soften the deal when they come for Saliba. We all know Saliba's going there. So it's like you help us out, we help you out type of thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So Saliba's going. Saliba's gonna sign now this contract, and then the next one he's going in 2-3 years. That's
He's not signing
what we
another
need
one
to
after
contend
this.
with.
And
So
especially if we don't win
Real
trophies.
Real Madrid is just gonna wait on us, and we're gonna have a gentleman's agreement, and they're just gonna take our player, unfortunately, and I can't fault him for that because it's been a great service to us. So if the money's right, the brown envelope bags are passed under the table. Let's do it.
Guys, as we come to like the last bit of the podcast, I must ask you guys to look ahead for this season. What are your expectations? What are your hopes and dreams? And what do you realistically think is gonna happen, man? Can't speak everything because next week we're back again, guys, after Leeds, and we continue. So for now, as you stand here, what do you think of the season ahead, man? I think that we are not going to sign anyone else. This window will close. I think we're all going to be angry and all that. But honestly, I think that Martinelli will score 10 goals for us by the end of the season. And that as we change our tactics to adapt to Gyökeres, we'll see more of that old Martinelli that we used to have a few seasons ago. Maybe he won't be as good, but I think he will improve from last season. So I think he's going to score 10 goals. Second thing, I honestly think we are bringing a trophy this season. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I know Liverpool might sign Isaac. I don't care. Might not be the league, might be the league, but I honestly feel like we're going to win one of the trophies. And I'm not talking Carabao Cup. If we win that or don't, all good. You know me, I don't care. Over to you guys.
I expect us to improve, to evolve the way we play. I don't think we are there yet. We're not the finished article. I don't think we currently have what it takes to win the championship. I need to see probably by game week 10, I will be able to tell you my honest opinion, because I need to see consistency. What killed us last season was that lack of consistency, 1 or 2 injuries, and then the team gets derailed. But honestly, I'm dreaming of winning this championship. I need to put a flag made of jerseys in my veranda. I need to scream. I need to have a reason to scream. Because even yesterday when we scored, I didn't scream. I just stood up. I said, okay, we scored. Sat down. I said, okay, it's good. We scored. Because that's what I'm expecting. I'm actually thinking that I expect us to make a few moves before the end of this window. I expect us to move 2 or 3 guys, to move them out. But I'm honestly, unless we get Rodrigo on loan or we can be the guys by a miracle, and this I don't know how, by a miracle we can invent a Ryan Cherky out of the pocket and say, okay, he's a 30 million guy who's actually a proper baller. I don't know. Is our scout? I expect our scouting to be much, much better. That's all I'm expecting.
Our scouting only goes to Chelsea, bro. That's the extent of their scouting. It's closer from the stadium, just drive to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Bill?
I'll say this, in terms of transfers, yeah, there will be outgoings. I think the outgoings will be the ones that we've already spoke about. I don't think there's going to be a major outgoing, but I do expect Trossard to go. And with that said, I don't expect Eze to come. I don't think he's coming, but I do think we're going to get a left winger. The names are Rodrigo. If he comes, he comes. We heard about Semenyo this morning. If he comes, he comes. There's others, Leao. We don't know what can be done deadline day, but I do think that we're going to move for a left winger, not like you, Fabio, that thinks that we're not going to get anybody. We're going to get one more attacking player, left wing. So with Trossard gone, I do expect Martinelli to get goals. He's going to get goals. I mean, it's a long season ahead, but 10 goals, yeah, okay. But I can see it too. I can see it too because Arteta does like him, does play him. And even if the new guy comes in, I don't expect Madueke to overtake him. In terms of the league, I don't think we're winning the league.
No.
I think the pressure of coming 3 years in a row, it's taxing, man. Having to go again. I do think we'll make the Champions League, but for me, whether we get it from being second or fourth, for me, I'm not going to say it's not going to matter, but if we're not winning, but we have Champions League, I'll be okay with that. Not like I'm going to be happy, but that's what I predict we're going to do. I do think we're going to get a trophy this year, a domestic trophy this year. So FA Cup or Carabao Cup, we have to get something. Like, I think our squad is way too good enough to not get anything. And I think that's what pissed me off about Man United and even Spurs last season, because as shit as they were, they still managed to get something that we didn't. But also saying
Man United won a trophy last season?
No, previous
the
2 years
before,
with Ten Hag and we won 2, Carabao and FA Cup.
But you're right, we need the FA Cup, man. That's our cup.
Yeah. But it's weird because I was thinking about it this afternoon. With Arsenal, we just get so unlucky because it's like the goalpost shift for us. You know what I mean?
Always.
They won last year. Spurs won the Europa League. Why? Because it was the first time that teams don't drop.
Arsenal,
Arsenal had to play PSG away first game, but now they changed the rules. So
now
if
they're
you're
changing
making
that rule.
Top 8, now you get it. You know what I mean? The last couple of years,
beginning of last season, the referee rules cost us 3 games as well.
We've accumulated enough points, but came second place. But the year before, we got more points, but still came. It's like the
They still came second place. Yeah, it's like if we had last season, the year before, and then got 89 points this season, but instead we did it when Man City was on top, and then now we dropped as well.
Just the goalpost moved for us. But as I was saying, prediction for me, we're going to get a domestic trophy. I just think this going again, 3 years in a row, it's taxing, man. Taxing.
Look, we either get it now or we fire Arteta and we try again for the 3 following years. Because let me tell you this: eventually Chelsea will gel when they understand how to sign players, not have 100-man squads. They will gel.
Yeah.
Next season, if I recall, it's Pep's last season. He'll want to go out on a bang.
Yeah.
And they will
might
clear
win
the
it this season. City might win it
And
this
they're
season. We're
going
writing
to
them
clear
off.
those 115 charges. And on the second half, second half of this season, they will gel. They're going to click.
Yeah, yeah.
Reinders
Liverpool
is looking good, huh?
will finally click, I think, on the second half of this season, especially if they tweak their defense, bring one or two guys on the winter transfer. So, my friend, we should have won it last year. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
And if we don't get it this
definitely.
year, I don't think you're going to get it next year.
We're
Because
going to be doing the podcast in 10 years, all of us with a bit of gray hair. We're going to be like 30 years since we last won the league, still talking like we belong there. We need to be the big boys. We need to win it. Huh? If we don't win it, end of this season, for me, end of this season, if we don't win a trophy, and you guys know I've been pro and I'm pro Arteta throughout. I think everyone deserves time. If we don't win anything by end of this season, Nagelsmann, after the World Cup, is available. Guys, it's time. There we go. There's the manager even. I've been saying it for 2 years. Nagelsmann, 2026. He can come through, man. He's ready, waiting for us. End of this World Cup.
Look, our squad is too good to not win a domestic cup.
Us Carabao Cup, we're gonna get Newcastle or Liverpool. FA Cup, we're gonna get Man United or Man City or Nottingham.
We need them teams to beat each other out so we can find them on the next,
Yeah, man.
But I think our squad is good enough for that. I think we have I don't want to say a good first team, but I think our whole squad, even for the second team too, I think that we're good enough to move some pieces and not have to feel the effect. I think we have a good squad. I think, we have a good squad. Even if we lose players.
Quick question for you guys. Finishing fourth, but winning a FA Cup, or finishing second, almost win the league by 1 point, but win nothing. Again.
Give me fourth, because nobody's going to remember that. You don't even remember who came second in 2019 or where Arsenal came off the top of your dome. But you would remember when was the last time we won the FA Cup or the Carabao. We have Champions League. We're getting that money. And the difference between, in my opinion, getting second place and fourth place in terms of the money, it's not really that much. And I don't even think that's a factor.
So if Arteta wins a trophy this season, even if we finish fourth,
it still goes.
What?
Honestly, if he finishes fourth and he brings the FA Cup, it still goes.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
it still goes.
For you, you don't care about all these other cups. What's important is winning the league.
How much money have we put into Arteta so far? Does anyone have any idea?
No. Tell us.
Google. Let me Google that.
Yeah, but okay, while you're Googling, Adedito, for me, I'm also thinking about the consistency of the team. Why we were trying to sack Arteta now is because we're not winning anything. We're improving, but we're not showing anything to gain from it. That's my opinion.
According to transfer markets, he's already gone over a billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over $1 billion.
But there's no...
Hey, listen, Chelsea spends 1.5 billion in 2 summer transfer windows, man. But okay, I hear you.
But there's no correlation to say, Adedito, that a new manager, or Adedito and Fabio, that a new manager will equate in us winning.
Depends on the manager, huh?
Obviously go through a transition. These guys used to Arteta. Hold on. These guys are so used to Arteta's tactics for the last, he's been here 6 years, and some of these players have been here for those 6 years. To start off with a new person, it's going to take some time to gel in and so forth. So I'm not really rushing to say this guy's got to go if he doesn't win anything.
Who's the current champion? Who won the championship last season?
Liverpool.
Who won the Premier League last season?
Liverpool with a new manager.
So what are we talking about? I think in 2004, if I recall, there was this guy who used to coach Porto, and he went to Chelsea. What happened?
I said there is
Ancelotti and Antonio Conte.
There is no correlation to say. You're talking about isolated.
Wait. There's this guy who trains the Blue, who won 4 on a row. How many years did it take him to win when he arrived in England?
It wasn't the first year, though.
But then he won. How many did he win on a row?
Okay, so let's say we fire Arteta tomorrow. How long are we giving the new manager? We'd give him 2 years to get gelled with the team to win? Wouldn't you want success right away? Or would you wait?
It's new, 2 years. The thing is, you have the same old horse.
What I'm saying is that rings true, but you know how fickle Arsenal fans are. Arsenal fans are not going to wait 2 years with this new
Yeah.
manager. They're going to
They
want
will.
instant success. There is no
They will
correlation to
because
say
you know why they
Nigel
will.
comes in, he's going to bring us a trophy the following season. We're
You
going
know
to
why
have
they
to
will.
be patient with him to implement his
You know why we
tactics
will
in
wait?
football.
We will wait because we've been waiting for
20 years.
years. No, with Arteta. How long have we been
I
waiting with
know, I'm
Arteta?
just teasing.
Yeah, but
We let
I'm
him
saying we've been
rebuild.
waiting for the Premier League.
We let him get rid of all the bad apples he said he had on the locker room. He got rid of all those bad apples. He said, I'm going to bring in my boys now, the ones that I trust who are going to deliver. He
To
brought his
quote
team.
Henry, that's a very tall building he's building, huh? But when are we
Yeah.
bringing something? He needs
Yeah.
to win something, man.
Listen,
But he will.
How
I
many
honestly am pro
goalkeepers has this
Arteta,
guy
and I think he
signed?
will win
How
something.
many goalkeepers
But
has this
if he
guy signed
doesn't,
since he arrived?
it's
Fabio,
time to go.
Mike, you
How many
asked
center
the
backs
same.
has he signed? How many left backs has he arrived?
So for you, it's either Premier League this season or out.
Yeah, that's what Adarito said pretty much. He's answered
Okay,
it.
good
Because he
man.
doesn't care
So even
that, we're gonna hit your final thought and we're gonna finish because we gotta continue this. We can continue this debate all season, and we will. We will be back next week. We've got leads to prepare for. So, what up, guys? Final thoughts, and off we go.
Let's trash Leeds. That's my only thought. Let's trash them proper. Yeah, we trash Leeds proper, and then we go for Liverpool. But first we need to trash Leeds. And I'm not saying we win. I'm saying we trash them
Ash.
proper.
Chaya.
Yeah, I need them to trash Leeds and say, okay, yeah.
All right. Bill, final thoughts?
Leeds at home. I want to see good football. That's what I want to see, good football. I want Gyökeres to score, and I want us to build momentum going into Liverpool. If we can keep a clean sheet, that will help us too, because we need that defense for the game ahead. But I also don't want to do this thing of obviously looking into Liverpool and skipping Leeds, because we know the Premier League is not easy. We got to respect our opponents. We played like shit this weekend. I expect us to be a lot better. I expect us to move the ball a lot quicker, smoother, and I expect Gyökeres with a goal. That for me would be my weekend.
All right. And guys, with that, we wrap up. Thank you so much for listening. This is the new season. We're coming in strong. We'll be opening a TikTok. We'll be opening an Instagram page. We'll be on the socials. Thank you, Adaritu. Thank you, Kill Bill. What's the things? Hoping that later this year we can make some t-shirts. We can meet up. Let's see how the things go, man. First, we need to sell Zinchenko. Add some money to the transfer kitty. Ciao, ciao, guys. And hopefully we manage to secure H-Dub with the new contract just in time when the transfer window is closing and Liverpool is signing Isaac and we all crying. All right. Ciao, ciao, guys. Peace.
All right.
Cheers.
Peace out, boys.